Hi guys, it's Fury79 back again after the week after what was Fury Fest. Now, in the week running up to Fury Fest, I received a lovely package from the great guys over at archangelvapor.com. Link here and in the description below. Excuse me. Basically, I've been in close sort of communication with the guy who runs the online store, and you know, obviously made a wheelie deal to take some juices. Actually, it started off with a bit of a challenge, and we'll get to that one on I think the very last of the series of videos. Anyway, so the juice that I've received for the purchase review, free of charge of course, is by Mountain Vapor, and they're a USA premium blend e-liquid manufacturer. Now, I was going to do this randomly. I've already started this video before, but I royally cocked it up by having a battery that failed, and decided to die just as I was about to do the review. Anyway, so I am going to ordinarily choose two at random until I get to the end. So I've already chosen these two, which is Mountain Vapor's Sweet Leaf. Let's get a bit of a close up on that. There you go, Mountain Vapor's Sweet Leaf. Now this is the European label, there is a difference. And the menthol version, and now all the 5ml have the American labels on. The difference being is in the warnings, if you do get an American label, it will state that it contains a chemical known to the state of California of having a chemical that kills people and makes you all like mutants and shit. But that's the difference between the American and the European ones, and it's just something I was asked to make a note of. Right, without further ado, I've already dripped on with the Sweet Leaf. As you can see, that's a very, very rich brown colour. Evidently, these can be coil killers. So, just in case, spare coil. I'm running a standard cotton wool 1.9 ohm microcoil business. Running on the IOW, on the SID, Spartan mod strip tip. I'm punching out at 14 watts. As you know, I do like it strong. I will say these are 18mg. I believe 50/50. There is no designation on the European bottles. That is my plumbing, I do apologise. I can't really see anything. Yeah, it is 50/50. USP grade 50/50 ratio of propylene glycol, vegetable glycerin, and a little bit of deionised water. Right, Sweet Leaf, what's it vape like? Well, in the previous video it didn't vape at all because I had a battery failure. But freshly charged, 18350 AWIMR. Oof. As you can see, fairly decent vapour production, the sort of vapour production you would expect on a 50/50. Throat hit, quite intense actually, because I have just recently dropped to 11mg. People viewing from Justvapes will know that I'm running a bit of an experiment on that note, because I actually used to vape 24mg. So you'd think 18mg I'd be quite used to. I'm not anymore, so I'm going to say the throat hit is a little strong for me, but it is. Obviously, if you've been vaping for some time, you will recognise quality nicotine, and that is good quality nicotine actually. I would say definitely farmer grade. It's very, very tasty. It has a very sweet sort of hind taste on the rear of the inhale. It's very sweet on the back of the tongue. Now, you'll notice I did a nose exhale as well. I was recommended to do that because it does change flavour, and it brings out the more caramel notes. Now, if you do a mouth inhale, it's got that sweet tobacco flavour. It is very, very sweet, like almost sugary sweet. It's very palatable though, it's not over sweet. It's very sweet but not over sweet. I would say it's very easy to lose the flavour on continual mouth inhales, but that's where the nose exhale comes from. Again, all those, it enrichens the tobacco flavour there, and you definitely get that strong caramel sensation coming up from the back of the throat into the nasal cavity and out through the nose, and you definitely get a much stronger sort of caramelly, very, very rich. I would almost say RI High 5, RI 6 sort of type of flavour. I'm not overly familiar with those, but from what I do remember, it's lovely. I will say that. What else can I say on it other than it's particularly good? If you do decide to buy some, do mouth inhale, mouth exhale, mouth inhale, nose exhale alternately, because it does change up the flavour a little bit. It gives it a little bit of variety, something I've not noticed in a lot of juices. In fact, the majority of juices, they've been blended to be dynamic, which I find quite unusual. Quite unusual, exceptionally unusual, because I've never had that before. I don't know if other reviewers have. As you know, I have a young baby, so I don't get a lot of time to do a lot of research anymore. But to have such a dynamic juice that changes on the nose exhale as opposed to the mouth exhale, it mixes the bag up a little bit. It is a game changer. So what am I going to give it? Vapor production, relatively standard for a 50-50 mix, quite sort of impressive actually on a Bordeaux IBW. Good decent cloud, flavour impeccable, dynamic, it changes for the good. I've not had a dry hit off it, even when the cotton has gotten dry. I should imagine we're getting near dry now. Actually, no, we're still quite moist and moist. Quite good. It has a good longevity. As you saw, it's a small wick. Obviously, my review wicks I change between flavours. Very rich tobacco, very warm. It's good across the spectrum of voltages and wattages. If you prefer a lower voltage, then as a cool vape, it's very, very sweet. A bit too sweet for my liking. On the higher wattages and voltages, as I said, I punch out at 14 watts. Usually between 13 and 14 watts, sometimes 15 if we've got a coil that can take it. As a hot vape, it is very, very tasty. There is no burning to it if you have a good liberal dosage of it. It doesn't spit like little red hot globules of e-liquid up into your mouth. It's very smooth. Flavour wise, I'm going to give it, I think, a good 10 out of 10. These are very good juices. As for throat hit, bang on, very good quality nicotine. I can definitely taste that peppery, that mark of quality peppery taste. You know, when you get crap juices, it's just horrible. With this, it's quite pleasant. You know, it's that good. That's a satisfying vape. So again, I'm going to give that 9 out of 10. Overall, Sweet Leaf from Mountain Vapor, I think. Yes, Mountain Vapor. Available at archangel.com. I'm going to give it 9 out of 10. Very, very good juice. Now, quick jump cut. Boom. New wick. Sorry about the jump cuts. I know that I don't like them very much, but in this particular case, as I'm filming one and replacing wicks as I go, sort of required. Ooh, quick palate cleanse. Sweet Ice, basically the menthol version of Sweet Leaf. Sweet Leaf, isn't it? Yes. So I'm expecting the same sort of flavour, obviously with a minty sort of tail. Now I made this one deliberately smaller. There we go, good liberal dollop. Decent enough vapour. Now I will be honest, as I've been quite naughty, I have already pre-tasted a lot of these juices, except 3. There's a reason behind that which will become apparent as this particular series of reviews carries on. Again, 50-50, 18 milligram. Same setup, same coil, just different wick. So again, 14 watts, 1.9 coil, cotton wool as always. I go W, SID, blah, spark mod strip tip. It does make a difference. So here we go, sweet ice. And if I remember, this is an eye opener. Ooh, oh Mickey, he's so fine. Fresh as a mountain dew. Geesh. That's minty. Oh. Wow. Menthols, what can I say about them? I prefer them now that I'm a vapor. I hated menthol as a smoker. But ironically, as a bit of a bizarre twist of all of those, I really like this. Not because it's a vaping menthol, but it is a bang-on simulacrum of a very strong menthol cigarette. I find a lot of menthols with menthol juices are more minty. Of course, my opinion, there are others available, but I do find that they're more minty than menthol. It is very rare that I find a menthol that tastes exactly like... I'm almost tempted to have a drag on a menthol cigarette to compare. I'm not going to, but that is... ooh, no, I don't have to do that. Menthol filter tip. Junker. Ooh, dizzy. Menthol filter. Here we go. Sweet ice, menthol filter, sweet ice. Oh, that feels weird. It's the same. It's the exact same. I found a menthol. That is a menthol. And of course it does have that rich flavour of the sweet ice and the sweet leaf underneath it. It is very strong. It is quite occluding of the flavour actually. So if you've got the sweet leaf previously and I think going to try the sweet ice, it does change the flavour significantly. You can still taste it, it's still that sweet tobacco-y flavour, but it is very, very strong menthol. It is honestly like taking a breath on a very cold winter's morning. Now for the nose exhale. Now that, again, dynamic flavours. It's changed the flavour again. That was like sucking on a fisherman's friend. There are other winter sweets available. God, that's actually giving me a chill. It is really mentally. It's changed again. It has a more sort of... What is the flavour of the fisherman's winter sweet? It's like a licoricey, aniseedy, but it's like a very, very minor note of aniseed in it. There isn't. It's the sweet leaf, and it's like sucking on a winter sweet. It is. I'm astonished by the dynamics of these flavours, how they change via the different method of inhalation and exhalation. It's amazing, really, to be honest. I'm waffling on now. Vapor. Standard 50-50 fair, pretty good airflow of your coil when you get a decent enough cloud. Flavour, wow. Again, it's very dynamic, different on the nose exhale as well as the mouth exhale. The inhale, it changes itself to your method. Exceptionally menthol, very, very strong menthol. Last time I had a menthol that strong was probably when I was smoking and when I used to smoke Berkeley menthols. It's comparable, and it was a damn strong menthol. This is, for the purpose of illustration, a Swan menthol filter tip, which basically is an Arctic Breeze in a tampon. Get rid of that, got an awful thing. Again, it is very, very strong. It was like a whoa, -45 outside. It is very, very strong and slightly occluding of the flavour, but the flavour is still strong enough to come through. Throat hit, the menthol does disguise it. It is 18mg again, same as a sweet leaf. I didn't notice it as much, and I'm only just sort of recognising that sort of peppery kick at the back of my throat because that menthol has coated my mouth. I am going to have to leave it a while before I do the next review, because I think there is another menthol actually on this little slot. Yes, there is, and it is a direct menthol flavour. Superb stuff. Again, I'm going to score it very, very highly. That one I'm going 9.5 out of 10 because it is what I expect a menthol to be like, a true menthol flavour. And I'll tell you what, next time I get a cold, I want to order myself a litre of that stuff because it just cuts through everything. I use an orange squash as a palate cleanser. Now that I've got my taste buds back, I do like very strong flavour. Sort of like a sensory overload. And I use orange juice as sort of a cutter. It's sort of, you know, and it's just really, really strong. And it is very much a lingering flavour. On the whole, out of sweet leaf and sweet leaf ice, I'm going to score these a 10 out of 10 overall for the general performance of the liquid on my particular device. Fantastic stuff, brilliant stuff, I can highly recommend it. Get yourself along to archangelvapor.com, Mountain Vapor, good stuff. I've been Fury79, I've been waffling as I normally do during my reviews. You've been gorgeous, peace.